Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 Overexplained. Last time, we came into the Druid's Grove and did a short tour of the traders and how trading works. Now, rather than showing you all of the things that there are to discover here, I will leave you to find a lot of that stuff on your own. But there are a few other things that we are going to do on our way out of the Druid's Grove.
Mind my step.
Now, if I can navigate to where I want to be, which it seems like I'm lost. There we go.
Where did I put that old bucket?
I've gone in the wrong direction. So there are all kinds of people and locations here. There are lots of encounters, some of them combat, some of them social. But if we head on out this way, we'll run into these folks.
Put it down. She can't fight back.
That's the point. Get out of the way!
She didn't kill your brother, Arca. You're better than this.
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin with.
So now we can choose to interject or do nothing. And so let's interrupt here.
Looks like the Absolute sent me a protector. You're gonna kill him too?
You! Move!
So you'll have seen there, just in the top left corner, it said Gale approves. So whilst Gale even isn't travelling with the party, he still approved of the social decisions that we took. So we can persuade, we can intimidate, or we can step back out of the way. Tell her that, yeah, you can shoot me, that's fine. You'll be alright, no harm done.
What in every hell is wrong with you? Damn you. Damn it! Why do you care if a goblin lives or dies?
If she dies, she'll take everything she knows to the grave.
If you believe anything the beast tells you, you're an idiot.
It's all right, Arca. Let's go.
So we have prevented the goblin from being killed,
Every last one of you!
and now we can talk to her and see what she knows.
Ain't sure why you're protecting me. Don't care neither. It's too late to make friends, warg meat. My tribe's coming. They're gonna burn this pretty place for the glory of the Absolute and hang you by your guts.
Well, you know, you could show me some gratitude.
They'll peel your face off and nail it to a wall. I ain't scared of some god. Stick a dozen arrows in me and Priestess Guard still patch me up. Got a whole lab set up. Cooks up potions that fix our lads, no matter how much of a beating they take. Could probably stick your head back on if someone was to chop it off. Mighty booyog.
I'm not saying we should trust a goblin, but she sounds very useful.
Well, we would like to make her acquaintance.
Get me out of here and I'll tell you where to find her. Deal?
Alright, we can do that.
Then hurry up and do it. My tribe ain't as friendly as I am.
So, if we can break her out, she will let us go. But Lae'zel seems to
Even your cages are
complain at such a
Forget
notion.
this goblin priestess. She will not know about purification.
We're gonna try and take any option we can right now.
A change is coming. I do not know the day. I do not know if it'll be sunup, sundown, or at afternoon's high. But it is coming. And every unnecessary option we explore is another toll of the bell.
So if we grab Astarion here,
Watch your back.
he should be able to make short work of this lock. But before I do that, I'm actually going to shut this door here. Hopefully with all of the party on the correct side of it. then we can lockpick this door, but because it's in red, this would be seen as an offensive action by the locals here. So the gate is unlocked. Astarian's doing the talking. Follow me, we'll keep you safe.
Lead the way.
So now the goblin Sazza is in our party and we can control her. She has abilities and stats like any other creature, although no special abilities. We can even go into her character sheet and we can see the stats, so 10 strength, 13 dex, and so on. But they do not have the bonus actions that you might expect other goblins to have. So we can't see any actions to assign her slots. But goblins also often have things like disengage as a bonus action. She also can't loot these chests, whereas Astarion or somebody else could. So it seems unwise to try and take Sazza back through the camp where everybody will be watching. So let's see if we can find another way out. So if we jump down here, it seems like the rest of the party won't follow Sazza as a natural leader. So we'll take the rest of the party to do this maneuvering. But when we jump, everyone else will follow.
That's curious.
And our perception check shows us this strange stone door. So now we are in this underground passage, and we can see some glowing statues, pools of blood off in the distance. And so we're going to approach with caution. So the first thing I'm going to do is click this light source, and that puts it out. And if we take Astarion, separate him from the party, and sneak,
Trust no one. Just like all the time.
we can have him poke ahead and see what else is happening here. So it seems like there are some warriors here. Are they goblins? It looks like they might be. Yes. So, I will let you know that I have never come this way with Sazza in tow. So we'll take this as a learning opportunity together.
Does this count as adventuring?
Let's bring the whole party along. And first of all,
Alright.
we need to be aware of these guardian statues. Now, if you can be seen, these guardian statues will try to attack you. So let's get the whole party sneaking.
Assume nothing. Have to keep low.
And we'll creep forward and see if we can negotiate with these folks, because we have Sazza with us, rather than developing into an immediate combat.
Time to press ahead.
Hello? No? I did not.
Some bleeding arts show up to save the druid. I'll cut you to pieces.
What are you doing? It's me, Sazza!
You and them other idiots mucked up the old raid. The Absolute don't like failures.
I ain't a failure. I'll be a hero when I tell the boss about this place. And you'll be maggot food.
I'll be telling the boss myself. Kill him!
Okay. So, Sazza does not save us here. And interestingly, it appears the Guardian statue is also in the initiative, which I was not expecting. Now, Shadowheart continues to make stealth checks. We've got a Findal unconscious on the floor. Sazza is currently unarmed.
Never a dull moment.
So, we're going to try and end this as quickly as possible. Now, what we can do, we still have 3 sorcery points, so we can twin cast. a chromatic orb at 3rd level. This target is too close, so because we are physically stood too close to this foe, we have disadvantage on our attack. So, if we take a few steps over, and then try again, still with the meta magic. Now, we don't have disadvantage for being too close, we have a higher chance of hitting each of these foes. And we rolled a critical hit with double damage. Sazza has died, unfortunately. They did not take kindly to her at all. So, Astarion, we're going to get out of this acid. And they only have 3 HP left, so any hit will be a kill, because we have at least 1 damage on our dice roll, and then +3 for our dexterity modifier.
I will ascend.
And
Taking position.
Lae'zel here also has her attack. Now, if we dash here to try and get closer to this enemy, excuse me, dash, you can see here that the white line that we normally see when we're traversing places turns yellow. This means that there is rough terrain, and for every foot that we want to travel in 3D space, it takes us 2 foot of our movement speed. So as we move through this, it drains our available movement speed twice as fast.
Another step forward.
I think cantrips will be sufficient here when they have 7 HP. Of course, we miss. The statue is thinking about doing something. Shadowheart is also still hiding. It's just that she's showing the animation for being stuck in the mud rather than attacking.
Let's turn someone inside out.
Right, I'm going to try and attack up there. And we get a wonderful crit.
Time to strike.
And now here we can attack with our sword. We miss, unfortunately. The guy on the floor is still just laying there unconscious. I think Lae'zel is having a hard time here because she does not have dark vision as Githyanki. This thing continues to decide not to take turns.
Onward.
Now we're going to see if we can use the help action. They are not helpable, so they are just unconscious. So instead, we will use our healing word to cure this unconscious person.
Take you.
And then we can save them from whatever fate they might be under. And that was a bonus action, so we still have a full action we can use to attack with.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was gonna die down here.
Did those goblins slip into the grove?
Oh, it's my fault. I thought I'd given them the slip, but they followed me through the tunnel back there. I must tell the others what happened. I stepped careful. There are traps in these tunnels. And thank you again.
So he runs off. Does not get killed by the statues. So, with those statues still here,
No one back home will ever believe this.
going to make sure we're still sneaking. Now, there are other secrets in this cave to find as well, but again, I'm not going to spoil those for you. but just know that there is a chest over here, but also lots of explosive oil barrels, and I shall say no more on the matter. And these guardian statues, if you're sneaking, you can pass them by, but if you're not sneaking, they will attempt to hurt you. So unfortunately we lost Sazza during that conflict, so she won't be able to tell us any more about the goblin camp, wherever it might be. But we can come to the stone door here.
These tracks. Goblins?
And outside we make a perception check to see that there are goblin tracks, but of course we're well aware that there are goblin tracks because we've come through this door from its internal side.
Breathe deep and move.
So
This isn't important.
now that we are outside, we can
Stay idle.
unhide ourselves, and we've all taken a reasonable amount of damage here. So let's take a short rest. That's going to heal us all relative to how much our hit die is and how many constitution points we have. So with that done,
Have seen everything.
we can also see on our map that there is a hidden cache up on the cliff. Now, we can't climb up here, but we can use jump to reach.
How much farther can I go?
And then on cragged rocks, you can either click them and you will climb them, or you can click the location at the top of them and then you will climb them automatically. Now, it's also worth noting that, take this wooden ladder here as an example. This wooden ladder has 4 hit points. So you could attack it and destroy this wooden ladder, and then you may lock yourselves out from being able to get up it to the areas above. Some parts of the game will denote the ladders as metal ladders and not offer a hit point value, which means those ones are kind of more plot critical, but some ladders can be broken and you can break them strategically in a fight as well. Perhaps you want to climb up somewhere and break the ladder behind you so that your foes can't climb up to where you are. So we've got some thieves tools and some trap disarm tools.
On my way.
And then up here, just as the map predicted, there is a heavy chest. You get some gold and a ruby ring. But there are other things around here to find as well. You can get some spicy sausage. That's camping supplies if we want to eat when we camp. And there is a skeleton here that we can pick through. A silver pendant with the guidance divination cantrip.
Necklace matches the sigil in that cave. The Harpers were busy.
So this is indeed the stash that we found before. Then if we come into our inventory, we have a necklace slot here that is currently unoccupied. And so we can find this silver pendant, equip it, and now we have access to the guidance cantrip, which is a very useful one, as you'll well know. There's also slots for something in the helmet, the gloves, a belt, shoes, two-handed weapons for ranged and melee, 2 rings, a cape or a cloak, and a silver pendant. I've never seen a cape or a cloak that can be used in the game, but there is at the very least a slot there for it. I am aware of various capes and cloaks in the 5th edition canon, but I have not seen any here so far.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Anyone like to succeed this perception check?
That's curious.
So now that one of our characters has seen this perception check, we can check out this rock, and since Shadowheart made a comment about it, she can have a little poke through.
At the back of the crevice lies a bag covered with spiders. A shiny gold coin pokes from its mouth.
Right, well, we don't have any penalty to our nature, so we'll give it a go. Now, we can cast guidance for ourselves as well, or we can have guidance from Gothic, who is now wearing that new necklace. Now, you can't gain the same benefit from the same spell twice. They won't stack. So if you put guidance there and then decide to do it otherwise, it's just the portrait that changes. You can't have the same effect impact the same character twice.
The creatures clutch the pouch possessively. You have no doubt a spider egg is nestled within.
So now we can try Animal Handling or Sleight of Hand, both of which we have good bonuses for. Animal Handling +3 from our Wisdom, or Sleight of Hand +2 from our Dexterity and +2 from our Sleight of Hand proficiency. So we'll use the stats that are higher. If you're ever not sure, you need to be over the square bracketed part of the check, and you can see then your stats on the left. And again, we still have guidance going because when you cast it, it technically lasts for 10 turns. So we can't even remove it now if we wanted to. And on a natural 1, it's always a failure. This is different than tabletop, where a natural 1 on a skill check is not always a failure. A natural 1 on an attack roll would always be a failure. But here, on a skill check, a 1 is always a failure, but we can use inspiration that we have gained to roll that again. And it seems the game does not want us to make this check, so...
Pincers pierce your flesh, and pain shoots up your arm and across your back.
Shadowheart is bitten. So she made 2 concentration checks there, or 2 constitution checks. One was to try and keep concentrating on the spell that she cast, which is Guidance, which has a concentration component. And one for the poison effect that the spiders were trying to condition her with. So let's give Astarion a go at that, because he has very good sleight of hand.
A shiny gold coin pokes
and we can also gain the benefit from guidance. There you are, 27 on that check.
The spiders scatter and you stash the bag. Something clinks among the coins.
So we've received a pouch. If we go to our inventory on I, we know Astarion received that, and we know it's going to be one of the items with the small plus symbol in the top right corner, because those are things that have come to our inventory that we have not yet moused over and examined. So if we right click that and open it, we can see there are 13 coins that we can click on to move from this patch to our main inventory. And a spider egg sac. Something or some things wriggle within its sticky shell, and we can use this as a bonus action. So that is something that you can use later and see what happens. You can obviously intuit what might happen, knowing that it is an egg full of spiders. So with that done up here, we will leave the apple and the rotted tart.
Watch the shadows.
Climb down the ladder together. And then we simply need to come back to where we had climbed up here.
This way.
So they will automatically navigate down the cragged rocks. But once we get low enough, we need to jump down that last gap. And depending on how far you jump, there is a risk that you might take 1 or 2 damage on a very small jump, or indeed lots of damage on a very large jump. Now, Shadowheart has had her wayfinding just get stuck there. So I'm just going to select Shadowheart, pull her away from the party so that she is not linked with anyone else.
My faith protects me.
And then manually bring her down on her own. That is a bug, not a feature. Then drag her to be back with the rest of the party.
I've got a long road ahead.
So we have left the Druid's Grove. We have tried to escort Sazza out, but failed to do so. And now we have a vast darkness on the horizon of the map for more things to explore next time. In any case, thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.